In my last video, I showed that Nioh 3 could run at high FPS and still feel completely off compared to the 60 FPS cap. And that didn't sit quite right with me. After more testing, I figured out why and how to fix it. At high refresh under heavy combat load, the game can feel completely decent even when FPS looks stable. And at first I thought this was just a laptop and handheld CPU power issue. But then the comments started coming in. Desktop users 4070 Ti 9070 XT reported similar behavior. Unlocked FPS felt slightly off. Locked 60 FPS felt correct. So this wasn't just thermals, it wasn't just my system. That's when I stopped chasing maximum power and started looking at stability. The key isn't raw FPS, it's sustained CPU headroom. When the CPU can't hold consistent clocks under heavy combat, high refresh falls out of sync, and that's when it feels like slow motion. I tested balance mode, best temps, worse slow motion effect. Then I tested turbo mode, great frame pacing, but sustained 90 degrees. So I started manually tuning CPU power. So I tried 65 watts first. It felt good, but the temps occasionally touched 90 degrees as I tested for longer sessions. Then I thought, let's dial it back a bit. So on my system, around 62 watts sustained turned out to be the real sweet spot. Boss fights stay around the mid 80s. Most gameplay stay around 90 to 100 FPS. Temps also vary from 75 to around 87 degrees max that I've seen. High refresh rate feels tight, thermal stays controlled, and it's nearly indistinguishable from turbo mode. The difference between 62 watts and full turbo, small in terms of frame pacing, but the temperature difference not so small. Now, to be clear, 60 FPS is still the cleanest baseline. If you want zero variables, cap it. But high refresh absolutely works as long as your CPU can sustain stable clocks under combat load. Nioh 3 runs on Team Ninja's Katana Engine, and high refresh sensitivity has come up in previous Katana titles like Wolong and Rise of the Ronin. But this isn't a hard 60 FPS lock, it's about stability under load. If you're running high performance HX or K series CPUs, this kind of sustained tuning is possible. If you're chasing 100 FPS, don't just look at your GPU, make sure the CPU can deliver sustained performance. For me, 62 watts was the real high refresh sweet spot. I benchmark games, but I also play them. And in Nioh, how it feels matters more than what the FPS counter says. If you missed the original breakdown, that's linked below. This is the follow-up.